Nu puțini sunt cei care sunt nemulțumiți de modul cum se circulă pe șoselele din țara noastră. Zi de zi, nervii șoferilor sunt întinși la maximum, șicanele în trafic există mereu, iar uneori se produc și accidente. Unii conducători auto uită că nu sunt singuri pe șosele și își fac de cap. Depășesc fără să se asigure, nu sunt atenți când conduc pentru că vorbesc la telefon sau cu pasagerii, sau pur și simplu vor adrenalină, iar viteza este cheia.
Dintr-o greșeală în trafic sau dintr-o prostie se poate ajunge la injurii și violență între șoferi. Unii sunt mai impulsivi din fire, își pierd răbdarea și reacționează instinctiv. Toate acestea pot transforma o simplă plimbare liniștită într-un adevărat calvar. Dacă așa se întâmplă uneori în țara noastră, vă invităm să urmăriți ce se poate întâmpla într-o zi banală în traficul de peste hotare.
It started innocently enough with Ken Olsen taking a weekend drive south of Brisbane when trouble struck.
Everything was fine and the next thing I just got rear-ended. I looked up in my rear vision mirror and there was a bloke gesturing and pulling signs at me and going berserk.
A camera in Ken's car records what happens next as the driver in the black ute comes into shot, crossing double white lines.
At that stage he just appeared to be coming up beside me so that he could scream at me through the open passenger window.
Ken keeps going before the ute appears again, this time on the inside.
And he's going berserk at me again, gesturing and pulling signs and things. So I thought, well, I'm not sure this is a good idea to pull over. This bloke seems a little bit unbalanced.
Moments later, there's nothing Ken can do to avoid the ute.
He's gone onto the grass verge, pulled over straight in front of me, and then immediately applied his brakes. And I had nowhere to go. I just went straight into the back of him, collided with the back of him. He then jumped out of the passenger door and came running up to my vehicle. So again, I thought, well, he's not coming to talk. He meant business. Well, now I realise that this bloke doesn't want to just stop and exchange details. He's got something against me, and I'm now a little bit nervous. But I'm still thinking, well, hang on, he'll cool down. We'll drive down the road a little, he'll cool down.
But things were about to heat up even more as the chase continues along the wrong side of the road and off-road.
He then came around the left side of me and tried to pull in front of me again. I went onto the wrong side of the road. There was no traffic coming at this stage. I went over onto the right-hand lane. He continued to follow me.
Catching up and ramming Ken's vehicle as the road rules go out the window.
So I had to go onto the footpath. Got onto the footpath, rode along, went over traffic islands with him in pursuit. As I got around the traffic island, he crunched into the side of me. So I had to go onto another footpath to get away from him. Thankfully, there were no people. There's usually people on there on a weekend, walking their dogs, pushing prams, cycling.
Trying to escape, Ken narrowly misses this car as he's forced to run a red light.
Your call is being connected.
Ken just keeps driving and keeps his nerve, calling 000.
Yeah, g'day, I've got somebody trying to run me off the road. He's doing it right now.
So do you want to speak to the police?
Yes, please, quickly. This bloke's chasing me all over it.
I then got onto 000 by this stage because now I was in fear of my life. I thought, this he's out to get me. He's going to do something to me.
The driver is determined to get Ken.
Here he comes now. Oh, hell. I can't do anything. He's trying to run me off the road.
All I'm trying to tell you is keep driving to the police station.
I can't. He keeps cutting in front of me and cutting me off.
He was continually colliding with me, trying to push me off the road, pulling in front of me, and every time, fortunately, I managed to just make it around him.
Ken knows he can't stop because it could prove fatal.
He'd crashed my vehicle that many times. I was concerned that it was going to stop going, and I thought, well, once my vehicle's not going, I have no protection. This bloke's going to kill me.
For the first time, we see a young woman in the passenger's seat.
She was gesturing out the window and waving her arms around and screaming.
As the minutes pass, Ken relays vital information to the police operator.
It's a black Nissan Ute, and it's a four-wheel drive.
He's running commentary, including the impact the pursuit's having on other drivers.
There's traffic chaos here. No, sorry, I'm just a bit wound up. There's traffic chaos here. He's trying everything he can to run me off the road. He's collided with me. There he goes. He's coming in between me and another vehicle, nearly ran the other vehicle off the road.
The chase continues, but is about to reach a dramatic climax.
There, he just collided with me twice. He's pushing me into the barrier. You've got to get someone here. This dude is crazy. Here he goes. Ah!
Then the moment Ken thought he was going to
No,
die.
he's jumping on my bonnet. I smashed my windscreen.
Can you stop your car?
No, because he just jumped. I did stop my car. He jumped on the bonnet. He's just smashed my windscreen and he's fallen off the bonnet. He's lying in the road now.
That is absolutely terrifying.
Well, I was terrified, that's for sure. He just at full sprint dived onto the bonnet and started punching my windscreen with both fists, and the windscreen was coming closer and closer to my face. And I had the impression he was trying to make a hole in the windscreen so that he could actually reach in and get me, or he could gain access to the cabin.
But it wasn't over. Ken still didn't know if he was out of danger, even though the man appeared to be hurt.
He jumped off, but he must have got snagged up on my wing mirror. Because after that, when I looked in my wing mirror, I couldn't see anything. It was all bent up. And I think that spun him around, because the next time I looked in my rearview mirror, he was crouched down on the bitumen.
Having been rammed at least 7 times and barely able to see through the windscreen, Ken continues driving to the nearest police station.
If I get to Logan Home Station and it's not manned, this bloke is a lunatic.
Well, go to Logan Central, that's 24 hours.
It almost broke down on the freeway. And because 000 had said to me, do not stop, go to the police station, and also obviously I didn't want to stop on the freeway because I wasn't sure that he was going to continue pursuing me. As I drove into the police station, clouds of smoke just came out of the engine and it ceased right there and then. I've never been happier to be somewhere.
A former police officer, Ken investigated several road rage incidents over the years, but never imagined he'd be involved in one as violent as this.
This has shaken me. This is something you don't expect, and it's something that is very difficult to deal with. How do you deal with somebody trying to, what I think, kill you on the road?